Hello everyone and welcome back to your favorite political satire show, With the Facts. I'm your host, Jack Kessler.
And I'm Thomas Kohler. Let's get to it. While the majority of 2020 presidential candidates would struggle to find the great city of Wilmington, North Carolina on a map, one special man came down south this week for a visit, Mike Bloomberg. Yes, the man who made a last-minute call to run for the highest office in the land stopped by EA Laney High School last Saturday for a political rally, making him the third presidential candidate to visit the port city while on campaign trail. But like the rest of the elderly New Yorkers that come to Wilmington to retire and create more traffic, Wilmington locals were definitely thinking, "Go home, Yankee!" WTF's own Jack Kessler was on the scene. Let's see what went down. Wow. Bloomberg even secured a key endorsement from Wilmington's Mayor Bill Safo. And as we all know, this means Safo practically just handed Bloomberg the election. I don't know about you, but I totally care about what a well-off real estate businessman and longtime mayor of Wilmington has to say. I mean, why not trust him? Our city barely has any problems at all. If you look past the Gen X water, the homeless problem, and the opioid crisis.
Anyway, much like an absent father, Bloomberg didn't stay for very long. After a speech lasting around 45 minutes, Bloomberg's 5'8" body went back to the concrete jungle whence it came. But hey, I got some Bloomberg merch and a free lunch, so I'm happy.
Now we have to talk about the South Carolina Democratic primary. Former Vice President Joe Biden swept with roughly 48% of the vote. This doesn't come as a shock. In fact, if Biden was going to do well anywhere, it was going to be in a state where it's illegal to keep horses in bathtubs and a person must be 18 years old to play a pinball machine. Good job, South Carolina. Needless to say, a big chunk of Biden's voters qualify for the really early bird special, with data showing that older voters, specifically over the age of 65, made up his base.
Biden's victory led to a number of hashtags trending on Twitter, including hashtag #DropoutWard, hashtag #DropoutAmy, and most surprisingly, hashtag #DropoutBernie, despite him still leading in the overall delegates. One person decided to call it quits after South Carolina, our beloved rat king, Pete Buttigeig. Many speculate that he has plans to endorse one of the other moderate candidates like Joe Biden or Mike Bloomberg. Is this an effort to consolidate the status quo vote? Maybe it's a way for Pete to secure a cabinet position for himself. Either way, I'm glad to see the number of candidates dwindling down, even if it means I don't get a look at Tom Steyer's fabulous plaid tie week after week.
Lastly, it's March. And you know what that means? Women. Women everywhere. On the streets, working outside of the home, and in clothes, some of which let us know they have bodies. Skin, bones, and, dare I say, shoulders. So if you've noticed an increase in attitude from the women in your life, don't worry. It's all a side effect of Women's History Month.
All jokes aside, this month will be critical for the passing of the Equal Rights Amendment, or ERA. 3/4 of the states are needed to ratify this amendment before it's added to the U.S. Constitution. Virginia may have finally gotten the job done this time in January. But as with everything having to do with women and their rights, it's complicated. So despite having overwhelming support from the American people, it may be too little too late for the Equal Rights Amendment. I mean, they have been trying since the Nixon administration to pass this, so maybe in the next century they'll get it done. Probably not. Well, that's this week's episode of With the Facts. I'm Jack Kessler.
And I'm Thomas Kohler. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next time.